Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to be making a fresh flower hand-tied arrangement, and I'm going to use three different flowers that I've got from my local grocery store, and I'm opening some spray roses here. Uh, the gamble you get with working with supermarket flowers is that they might not be good once you take them out of the package. So sometimes you get stuck with broken heads, like you see me break off there, or you get kind of a rot in the center or on the leaves. So that's just a little bit of a gamble, something to keep in mind if you're going to be purchasing the flowers from the grocery store. You might want to get a couple of packages of the same flower just in case. I start off by stripping away all the leaves, any guard petals on the spray roses that might be damaged, and just want a nice clean stem to work with, and make sure that there's no thorns, especially on the roses there, because they'll get you every time. Just all of a sudden get that little thorn in the thumb, and oof. I also have some Austrameria. This is actually really beautiful Austrameria, and I'll show you in a minute how the leaves look. But with them, I'm going to strip away all the greenery on the stem too. And I do like to keep leaves often for like corsages and boutonnieres, stuff like that, but the Austrameria leaves are a little bit too soft to work with for my liking. So I'm just going to just strip them right off, put them right into the garbage there. But as you can see, the leaves are slowly turning into that beautiful burgundy color. So it's really, Austrameria is a really beautiful flower. They do have the pollen on in the centers of them, so you do want to be careful to strip away the little bit of pollen, because that could possibly stain a dress or a garment. And now I've got some Gerbera daisies. So these always come with a plastic little stem there just to protect its head and stem from bending, breaking, weeping. And just to carry out that protection, I'm going to line each one of these Gerbera daisies with a wire. I couldn't find my wax floral tape. So it's just, I think it's a 24 gauge wire there, and just put a little bit into the head itself, and then just twist it on down. So I wasn't thinking at the time that I did this, but that's a full 18-inch wire, but you can cut that wire in half, and there's no need for it to go all the way down. But if you have a little bit of a thicker wire, it's not only going to protect it from drooping, sagging, or breaking, but you can kind of manipulate the blossom itself to face the way you want and straighten out the stem if you wanted to. Sometimes it's fun to just work with the natural bend of the flower, because that's what makes it unique, but you can give it a little bend and twist there if you needed to. So I'm going to go ahead and do this with all of the Gerbera daisies. Again, you can see that because they are from a grocery store and handled quite a bit, there's a little bit of browning on some of the Gerbera daisy petals at the very end. And then that's where you'd want to get an extra package just to be safe, that you don't have to use ones with the petals that have turned. You don't necessarily want to pluck the petals if they're bad, because that could lead to continual falling. You'll see that a lot with chrysanthemums, where at the base of the stem, if you pull one of the petals, they kind of unravel, kind of like my wax floral tape there. So things like Gerbera daisies, mums, chrysanthemums, you just want to be careful if you feel the need to pluck some of the petals. And I'll put a link for wires and wax floral tape in the descriptions. Here's a little up close where just a little bit into the head of the Gerbera daisy. I know with regular daisies, especially doing like boutonnieres and corsages, I like to go all the way through the stem and up the middle and do kind of like a shepherd's hook, and then pull it on down to have a nice connection. That's not necessary here. With the corsages and boutonnieres, it you need to secure it all together. And in this case, it's just making sure that the Gerber daisy is protected. Although both ways, with the corsage and boutonniere and with the Gerber daisy, you can manipulate the heads of them that way with the wire on them. And we got one last one here, and with these flowers, they have all of them have like a beautiful long stem to them. So these flowers would yield nicely if you wanted to do a scepter style bouquet with like a longer handle, so you kind of carry it off to the side. Gerber daisies, alstroemeria, that's perfect for that. I'm just going to do a normal hand tied with a little bit of twist on the handle. And at the end, you'll see I don't trim back the stems, mainly because I want to reuse these flowers for another video. But I would measure down about 2.5 of my fist, hand to hand, for the length of the handle. But you can trim it to however you want, however you prefer to carry it. If it's longer, you get going to carry it, if the handle's longer, you're going to tend to carry it more off to the side. It's just something to keep in mind. If you have dress on that has a lot of intricate things in the front, you might want to consider carrying it off to the side so that you can see the beautiful dress or the garment or whatever you're wearing, if you wanted to show off the front of what you're wearing. But if you like the idea of carrying it more in front, then just trim the handle a little bit shorter so that you're not jabbing yourself in the tummy and you can comfortably carry it without it looking awkward. So because I have yellow on yellow here, I'm going to push the spray roses down a little bit lower and then the Gerber daisies up a little bit more. That way it won't look like a complete mass of yellow with a little bit of burgundy, but it'll have a little bit of depth to it, and you can really make the flowers stand out that way. So, and this would be cool with a little bit of baby's breath too. I worked with some wonderful florists over the years, and one of my mentors there always said that adding white will make an arrangement happy, and I 100% agree. So if you did like a little collar or baby's breath around the base of this, it would really brighten up the arrangement. Although there's already yellow in it, it's just something about adding that white that really makes it look fresh and bright and happy. So if you have any of the little spray roses break off, always hang on to them because you can make corsages and boutonnieres with them. Even if you've already made the corsages and boutonnieres, it's nice to also make an extra one just in case there was somebody you forgot, or the bride or groom forgot to mention that they needed a corsage for a distant aunt that they didn't know was coming, or something. So just hang on to your scraps. They can always be reused. Once I complete the hand-tied arrangement, just kind of poking and moving things around, I'm going to tie it off with a chenille stem. And like I said, I'll measure about 2.5 fists down the handle, give it a trim, and there we go. There's a fresh tied arrangement using Gerberas and alstroemeria. Thank you so much for watching.